The sun has set here, the Nexon Arena. We have one team's chances for Pro League playoffs. That word struggling in my mouth there has been eliminated.
The sun set on their chances to make it into those playoffs, Wolf.
That's right. And now we're going into our next matchup. SKT versus this team, SBENU. They brought only what's necessary today, with the exception of actually bringing Lenok as well.
Yeah, maybe their ace player, you know. We'll never know unless it gets there, Wolf.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty hard one for SBENU. SKT really brought out their A game, the big guns, Dark, Street, Classic, and Dream. Like, this is who they use if they want to get wins. So they obviously want to take this win today. They want to solidify themselves at the complete dominated round 3 without dropping a single series.
Now, I have to say, the team jerseys we have currently, some of the best we've ever had in StarCraft. Like,
they've been getting good.
Yeah, just look at these two teams. Like, SKT is actually, I think, my favorite right now, but SBENU also looks incredible. Simple, but also very, very professional looking.
Yeah, I really like both of these teams' get-ups. I got to say, I think Primes might be the worst.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to be mean. But these two teams are looking fantastic, and every other team has really been lifting their game.
Sure.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed KTs as well. Samsung, all doing fantastic. It must actually be pretty hot in these get-ups.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because it is very hot in the studio today. It's a hot day outside. In fact, probably maybe upper 20s at this point.
I would say 30s, man. This is actually ridiculous tonight.
Trying to check on my phone. 31.
Yeah.
31 degrees here in Gangnam at this point in time. So, pretty hot. This is going to be a hot series we're getting into here.
Yeah, it's going to get even hotter, man. Things are heating up here.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this to begin, because our boy Bummer, he's going to be playing. And I love seeing Bummer play.
Me too.
It's great to have him in Pro League again.
He's a top level player, despite training overseas for a while. He didn't seem like he lost his luster. He came back and uses a slightly different style, similar to MMA. But, he wins games with it. He's going up against Dark. Then we're going to have Myungshik versus Sue. And after that, we're going to have DRG versus Classic. And our last possible map of the night will be Joxy versus Dream. Again, the ace match will be on Cactus Valley. The same set of maps, in the same order between these two teams as we saw in the previous series.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to try and get 2 wins in the first 3 matches if SBENU want to try and get it to the ace match. But I don't see Joxy beating Dream. I think it's really going to come down to either Bomber or and it's going to come down to Bomber and Myungshik. I don't see DRG defeating Classic either.
That would be crazy. But I still think as crazy as this is to sound, there's a higher chance of that happening than Joxy beating Dream.
Yeah.
Although
I agree.
Dream did just recently lose a finals, like in his second finals in a row, and that actually can put a lot of pressure on you. Can actually hurt your overall state of mind.
Sure. But the kind of the big deal is as well is, like, he's done it twice in a row, so his consistency is there. He's still the same amazing player. He just he seems to fall short in the finals.
Yeah. Well, let's just take a look at our viewpoints here.
SBENU challenging to advance to the round postseason for their 2nd time, and SKT challenging to win all their matches of this round.
Like, we already covered that. Thanks, Viewpoint Scream, but we already mentioned both of those.
Yeah. It's kind of like cue cards for the audience as well. Like, we could actually they could write that and give it to us, and so we know what to talk about if we didn't already know.
Yeah.
But now everyone gets to know.
Well, a lot of you guys don't know this, but except every Korean fan knows this. The Korean broadcasts of all esports are, to a certain extent, pre-written. Obviously, the games themselves are not, but all of the opening is scripted for the most part. So
yeah.
It's something that actually, like, most people don't know, but English commentators in esports at this point in time, I mean, I know there's some exceptions, like some of the Riot casting and stuff for League of Legends, is like completely off the top of our heads, and what we've already thought about and prepared for the cast. We have no scripts. We're just rolling with it.
We're just freestyling, Wolf, and it's quite the experience. It's tricky at times, especially if things aren't happening the way they're meant to.
Yeah, that's what we're used to, though. Here are the predictions. Now, this one should be interesting. Oh, I knew I wasn't going to be alone.
Going for Bomber.
Yeah, I actually feel like Bomber is going to prepare really well for this, and I'm not sure Dark will take him seriously.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's going to be on Coda, and we haven't seen Dark in a while, so I think he might come out and give it a good shot.
All right, I love this song. 1-0 for Bomber in this matchup. Not a lot of stats to go on in Pro League, but outside of Pro League, he's played a lot more games.
2-0 against Dark overall in their history, and his one win against Zerg in Pro League was against Life, mind you.
Yep. This guy is definitely really good. Underrated still, I feel. I think only his old hardcore fans really believe that he can win. And me in this case, because I'm actually voting against Dark more than I'm voting for Bomber in this case. Dark is an incredible ZBT player. He was known for being good at this matchup. He was famous for his Corruptor style in the matchup. But, you know, SKT hasn't fielded him that much in recent times. And also, SKT has literally nothing to lose except having a flawless record. I feel like Dark's one of those players that might be the one to lose early on and give SBENU a chance to take this.
Maybe. It is one of these dangerous games. The first two are really going to tell the tale of how this is going to go down today. So we'll see. Dark looking focused, looking ready for this one. We haven't seen him play lately as well. You know, he didn't get any plays last week.
Yeah. So, you know, he's been a bit off the radar.
Before that. Yeah, he's actually had some time off, so
he hasn't been playing in the top tiers of GSL or Star League either, so he's definitely been off for a while.
A little bit of a slump, perhaps, in the practice house.
Yep, those in-house rankings mean a lot, Moonblade. Coda is the map here, a two-player map. We're going to get it started right away. SBENU versus SKT, our final map for round 3. The top left in pink for SBENU, it's Bomber. Go to the playoffs, it says.
Bottom right for SKT1. It is Dark.
Don't shake that sign so much. I'm having trouble reading.
You know, I was going to comment on that. It's like, why you keep shaking it if you want us to read it? This is not helpful.
It just was talking about him going to the playoffs. Bomber sign is much more interesting because it's a grab hold of your Marines and go to the playoffs.
Maybe it said grab hold of your Zerglings and go to the playoffs.
Could have. She was shaking it way too much. I started reading it, then I was like, I give up. I'm just gonna talk about how she's shaking it instead.
It's fair enough.
That's all I'm seeing, so that's what I'm gonna tell you guys.
That was my excuse too. I'm like, I can't read this. You're shaking it.
I'm gonna report on what I'm seeing, which is a shine that's shaking so fast I can't read it. It's funny because for me, Korean is like the second language, but it's the third language I've ever learned, but I lost a lot of my German, so I would say it's the second language.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about.
Maybe one day it'll take over your English as well, Wolf.
That would be scary.
That would be. If you live here long enough.
I think my English is more important, though.
Yeah, well, I guess you got to use it for your job, so it'll just never go away.
Unless I became a Korean commentator.
Yeah, right? Then it would. Then it would be weird.
That would take a lot of practice.
Yeah. Pool first.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I've been noticing this pool here, and just perhaps for insane safety, I suppose. I mean,
safety first.
You're going to get your queen out faster, but it's not really that good.
Yeah, you get your queen out fast, you get lings out faster, so, I mean, you avoid taking early damage, and you can get the lings out in the map, to try and avoid that Reaper and go for that command center on the low ground.
Exactly. If he could, kill that first SCV, or at least force it to run away, that would kind of make up for things here.
Yeah, but either way, it doesn't really put you behind too far either. It's like, you'll be fine. It just means less creep spread at your natural and a bit of a later second queen.
Yeah. Well, back at home for Bomber, he is skipping Reapers entirely, and we'll be going for Wings of Liberty-esque expand, where he drops down the barracks and then does basically the naked barracks expand gasless. And then we'll add 2 gases later on and add a factory most likely.
Yeah. you know, Bomber has always been one of the most greediest Terran players against Zerg. He always loves his 3cc into like the very powerful mid-game macro games. And we're going to see that again. We're actually going to see it before gas this time. That's actually pure greed right there. And
that's insane.
If Dark can get a view of this early enough, like he can punish it or at least be greedy himself equally, so he will be essentially in the same ball field as economy-wise.
Yeah, and perhaps he can use these lings to draw the Marines out of position so he can send that Overlord in to poke and simply just see that third CC. I think we might see something like that here. He needs to draw those Marines away. Actually does not move the Overlord, so he's not going to get that opportunity. No. With only 2 lings, it's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, he's probably going to wait for maybe 1 more minute or so, just maybe sack a Lord, try and get an idea of the tech. But if he's done any homework at all against Bomber, he will know that he likes to go 3cc, very greedy sort of style. And Dark is going to pretty much have to equally be as greedy. And it's kind of funny, too, because Bomber's been this way for about 4 years now. Like, he's never not been like a 3cc Terran against Zerg.
He also quite often went CC first versus Protoss when no one else was doing that. He also like went 3cc versus Protoss at a time when the meta was like big gateway timings. So he's always been kind of greedy, but in this matchup especially, he like literally has never not done this basically.
Right.
Like when everyone else was doing the gases expand into double gas into factory cloak, Banshee, Hellion harass, which kind of becomes still the standard in this matchup. He was not. He was doing this.
Yeah.
And he made a career out of it. He was very good at it.
He did. I mean, even way back when I had to play against Bomber, like for like an IEM Cologne, way back in the day, a few years, 4 years probably at this point, he was doing the exact same style, and I had my builds for it as well. So he just never changed, but he always, if he gets away with it in the early game, he will crush the likes of Life even, like pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's one of these styles.
And what we're seeing from Dark so far was he mined enough gas to get speed, then he pulled all but 1 drone out. In fact, I had all 3 out for a little while. Now it just has 1 drone in. And he's got speed for links, but isn't being too aggressive just yet. Only just now adding an additional extractor and an evolution chamber, double evolution chambers. So I start to worry that he might allow Bomber to get away with this.
Yeah, it looks like he might. But it doesn't mean it's over by any means. It just means it's going to be a pretty hard mid-game. He's got to make sure he's got the creep spread. With 3 queens like this, he's definitely going to have it. He's going to have his upgrades a little bit earlier as well, which is pretty important against a Terran, especially this kind of Terran.
Zergling checks here. See if there's any move outs. Checks and all sees there's a bunker. We've got quick melee upgrades, of course, but no Carapace just yet.
Just a few more gas. There you go.
Yeah, he's got enough. He's got 150.
Yep, he's fully saturated all 3 bases now in terms of minerals. So he's looking just fine. He's set up perfectly. He's greedy as he should be. He identified the build early enough. He sees there's no Hellions on the map whatsoever, so they okay, it definitely was a 1-rack gas double CC.
Yep. Drones up incredibly well at this point. And a little bit to make up for the fact that Bomber's had these triple mules for a while. Bomber is poised to move over across here and secure his 3rd base. If he moves all the way across the map, he's going to run into the lings with speed and will have big trouble challenging them. I think he's just going to use these Widow Mines and these Marines to secure this 3rd base for now. We'll have to move that Zergling, and that's exactly what he does. But Starport very late here, so he's going to come up and start building that medevac count as soon as he can, as soon as that reactor finishes, or rather the Starport on the reactor finishes. Yeah,
just a little bit late. You know, Stim is just finishing now. He would have found like a really nice timing if he did have those medevacs out just a little bit earlier. But still.
It's got a healthy Marine count at least.
Yeah, it's a healthy Marine count. 1-1's, you know, just over half done at this point as well. We could look for something. Ling's got to be careful not to trigger that Widow Mine, actually. That would be a tragedy.
Yeah. Saw that just recently with the Star League finals. Classic. Triggered a Widow Mine into a ton of SCVs.
Oh, yeah, man. He had a lot of fun.
Surprised we don't see that more often, but usually Terrans are pretty good at making sure that doesn't happen. 5 Banelings here defensively set up. The creep spread is immaculate here for Dark. He's very good at it. He's very known for his creep spread. He has a macro hatch in the main base. His entire main base is covered with creep as well, so any drop that comes into his base will be spotted, and he'll have creep to help defend it with his lings. I mean, he's even spreading a creep tumor towards his secondary ramp at his 4th base. He's literally perfect with his creep. I mean, he's literally perfect.
Literally perfect, and this drop's going to be coming in hot.
Look how far away he saw it. Baneling's rolling here. Few kills.
Few kills. And that drop does nothing for now.
We didn't see actually how many Banelings that was exactly, but he got like 2 SCVs and a mule, I believe.
Got the neural pull for a second there.
This is still a scary push because he doesn't have Baneling speed yet, but the creep making this a lot easier to defend.
Yeah, for now he's staying safe. No creep's been denied in the middle of the map. Bomber might want to start working on that because he's actually creeping up to his third base now.
Yeah,
it's actually really nice creep spread from Dark.
But you know, he just he went for this very economic build. He didn't have any early pressure. Now he's got a few Hellions in. Gonna commit over here. Spire's in this location, which makes this drop a lot more threatening. He's able to push through and start hitting on that.
Yeah, cannot afford to throw this away. Nice dodge in the Widow Mine. This should be cleaned up pretty easily.
Yep, Bomber dropping the natural now as well. He gets shut down. 6 Mulists are about to pop out, so he's not going to be able to stay around much longer. He's going to have to commit to actually fighting with these Marines instead of escaping. All right, here come those Mutalisks hitting on the medevacs. Marines do get dropped out, and he will actually shut this down. Everything will die with no damage done.
Oh, Widow Mine might get a big hit. Does 17 kills on that thing. Ridiculous. And now an army in the middle of the map. No AoE with it there, except for a couple of Hellions. Got to be careful where he's putting everything. I don't think he was expecting creep to be out this far.
The creep spread is incredible. It's so far out there. 2-2 actually. Very similar times for these two. They have +2 melee, slightly ahead for Dark to finish first. So there'll be a tiny window where Dark's ahead in upgrades, but not for very long. Yeah,
Dark's mechanics really on point this game in terms of creep bet at least. He is banking a bit of minerals, but can make up for that pretty quickly. 22 Maulings on the way.
Ooh, he didn't notice that Widow Mine's still over there, got 4 more kills.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to become problematic. I think he knows about it now. Unless he just coincidentally put his Mulist there. He's just like, I guess really bad coincidence.
Gonna like intercept a drop or something.
Well, Bomber he's in the position where he's got a large bio army, but he needs to do something with it very soon, because if he does not, he just has no control over this game.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised he didn't try and decreep that middle of the map at least. He kind of gives away exactly where he is, what his plan is. So Dark has all the time in the world to set up shop and go for a big attack from multiple angles.
Bomber's army is amazingly large here, and he splits it well, but he's fighting on creep. Let's see if he's going to take a good enough fight. It looks like it.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage there from those Banelings alone. There wasn't even anything to buffer for them, and now we're going to see the main attack.
Okay, here comes the main attack. He's got a flank of Banelings coming to the right side. The rest of Bomber's army is knocked together with this force. It now comes in here, but he does not split it, and Bomber is going to get absolutely crushed here. Meanwhile, Dark does have a large bank to create more Banelings with. He's got a ton of Mutalisks here to continue to support this.
Oh,
the medevacs taking damage.
All of them go down. So much damage done. His army has been ripped to shreds.
That's like almost
counterattack. Yeah, if he counterattacks right now, he will crush this third base and should win the game from it.
Most one-sided game we've seen today.
Yeah, just pure hardcore mechanical game.
I can't even look at the map without seeing just more and more Dark everywhere. Overlord's positioned perfectly.
Man.
The difference in mechanics is huge here.
Not even a turret in the main base for this many mutas. Yeah, it's a big problem here. It's more and more damage piling on. He wants the +3 armor.
He's gonna get it. Oh no, he does not.
It's probably better to save your mutas at this point. You can just go for a counterattack, maybe win the game, maybe even kill the CC. Everything.
Doesn't even need to use Banelings to kill those SCVs. Bomber is down for the count right now. Down 60 supply. Somehow the CC escapes, not even because he protected, just simply because Dark seems to be merciful at this moment in time. Will now come in here and kill a reactor. And the creep is now reached the third base location. Bomber trying to relocate.
Yeah, and +3, you know, almost finished for Bomber. It's going to be in a point of advantage. But if he dies before then, it's just not going to have a chance to really utilize it.
There are going to be more Banelings on the map than Marines in just a minute. Well, not with those hits.
Yeah, that was kind of an ugly, but I guess it forces out a big stim, and he does lose a chunk of that bio. Now going for that multi-prong attack.
He's got so much money, Moonblade. He's just going to continue to run in here. Even off creep at this point, he's got enough Banelings to where this is just not an issue. GG. Bomber looks insanely defeated. And that was very one-sided.
That was a steamroll. Doc is back. It looks like SKT are here to win once again. They aren't going to give anyone a shot at the playoffs. They just want to make sure they win every single match of the round.
That was basically perfect creep mechanics. That was the most impressive part of that for me. He just had insanely good creep spread. Very consistently.
Yeah, he really understood the player. Like, he knows, okay, it's Bomber. He likes to go 3CC. I have to just play a very sound mechanical game, and I'll crush him in the mid-game. And it's exactly what he did.
I think you made the most important point as well. Not only was his creep spread good, but Bomber never attempted to deny it.
Yeah.
And without denying that creep, you're never going to be able to take fights that can threaten the hatcheries. You always want to fight, if you can as a Terran player, on the edge of creep or off creep, so that when the Zerg chases you, you go off creep, the banelings, the lings are slower, everything is you're not going to engage as well as it could. When you go on creep, there's vision of your army, the Zerg has that speed bonus. So if you're on the edge of creep and it's so far away from the Zerg's base, you're never